This is the news, and now a very important news sting. I'm a newsreader, and these are the headlines in order. First, the main local news story, followed by another sting. Next, a large national news story and another sting. And finally, an international item that possibly won't interest you as much. Larger sting to finish it all off. Good afternoon, morning, evening, it's the time. Now, the first of those headlines in more detail. Our lead story today involves a local group who are campaigning against something that could affect you or someone you know in the future. With even more detail, here's a young-sounding lady.
I'm here with more detail on this story. I'm used here because a different voice makes it sound as though I'm a specialist in this particular field, and I've managed to source some previously unavailable information. To back this up, I asked a man a question.
And here is my comment.
From the bit of research I did, I'm now able to challenge the man's comment before handing back to the original newsreader after this unnecessary jingle.
Unless a story is building in an area further away from you and therefore not of such immediate importance, so no dramatic news tabs here, just this one to separate it from the international story. With all the sports news, here's a male voice.
Thanks to the newsreader from me as I begin in a noticeably more casual manner. After all, this is just a sport, not to be taken too seriously. I have a football story to start with, as that's a big audience puller, and this quote from a professional football manager.
Yeah, well, obviously this is where I come in with a comment about the game that just took place.
I make an off-the-cuff comment before analysing some other sport and handing back to the newsreader after this stab.
And finally, a wrap-up of the main stories. Even though you heard them all a couple of minutes ago, I emphasised the main story in my tone of voice. And now the weather after this weather jingle. Dry comment about how shit the weather is in our part of the world before signing off with a reminder that the news will be on again in 1 hour.